Okay, gonna fire up the game. How is everybody? Hopefully doing well. Just gonna get in my little area.
Messages.
Oh my god, Sheep. More face, more Celia face sitting. I don't know if that's in all the endings. I think we just got lucky the last time we played this. Let me make sure everything is up at least. There is scene. Window capture. Trace of the flash. There we go. Sorry, I didn't. Wait. She slammed it down onto the back. Dialogue. One, two, three, four, five, six. Inventory actions. Go to sleep. I guess because I woke up. I looked around myself and remembered where I was. I groaned and shook myself alert. We're getting hungry, but we're not losing things like sanity. That's trouble. It's like one. realizing that her breathing was getting a bit louder. Oh, this is the scene. I tried to open the door. The handle wouldn't turn. Clacked as I tried pulling it together, hoping maybe it was just stuck. It's definitely locked. I examined the handle. It has one of those tiny holes in the lock for emergencies. How much energy do I have? I have plenty of energy for what I'm about to do. I have something I don't have, but I have something small enough to fit in there. I look through the blurry glass to see outside of my prison, and I tap the glass. Look behind me at the metal cabinets. Leave the window alone. I'd better not. She's going to come back eventually. Stay here. Wait, what's that? I saw something shine on the door in front of the door. Crawled over to pick it up. Oh, it just gives you the bobby pin anyway. Looks like a hairpin. Maybe she dropped it on her way out. Search the area. Search filing cabinets. Search drawers. Key should be in the inventory, so I'll leave the room. Because we know what we're doing. Skip. Hi, Zero Core. How are you? Dorothy in the lounge. I love how I'm getting stink alerts. Because as I'm streaming, I don't think it like pops up on like stream's end. Try the door by the elevator. You gotta conserve our energy. We are running out of food. It's unlocked. Oh, there we go. I entered the room and looked around. This must be some kind of break room. Or at least it used to be. Wait. I focused on the sink at the end of the room. Okay, Face. And I woke up late, ate a pizza puff, talked to my dad a little bit. And now I'm streaming for you guys, so it's kind of good. This is the last stream of the week, since tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So we're probably going to end around 30 p.m. CST. And we're going to get however many endings we're going to get. I focus on the sink at the end of the room. Wait. Or at least... Wait. I focused on the sink at the end of the room. Water! I quickly ran up and turned the tap. Nothing. I guess no one pays for the plumbing here. I sighed and sat down. Search the area. Search the vending machine. I tapped the screen at the vending machine. It's not powered. I checked the bag, but I could not find the port for it. I sighed in frustration. I guess I could try reaching in there. Reach inside. I carefully put my arm inside the old machine. I can't feel anything. I strained to reach further, started moving faster. Something about this made me nervous. Come on. Couldn't reach high enough. There's the distinct shape of a can in the bottom corner of the machine. Jackpot. Is that Canada Dry? Hang on. I pulled out my prize. Diet ginger ale. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Drink. I cracked open the can. I have no idea how old this is, but I'm seriously thirsty. I lifted the can to my lips. It's warm, but it tastes fine. I quickly gulped the rest. I sighed with relief. My head already feels better. My status. We're gonna leave the break room. Lounge office, break room. Wait, no. We're gonna go to, we're gonna try the elevator. I approached the elevator. The lights are all on. This should be working. I pressed the up arrow. I heard something. My heart started hammering as the door was open in front of me. I rushed inside. Yeah, I'm pretty sure dysentery is an instant. I was surprised. It was surprisingly clean to the rest of what I've seen. 8 floors, 3 basements. I looked up above the door. Apparently, I'm on B1. No wonder why I haven't seen any windows. I pressed the button for the ground floor. I jumped at the loud beep. What? A light was flashing next to a lock slot. A card slot. No, no, no. I frantically tried the other buttons. Even the second basement. Everything just made a light flash. I groaned in defeat. This fucking thing won't go anywhere without some kind of key card key. Leave the elevator. I need to conserve some energy. Office. I'm gonna lock the key? Stay here. Can I use it to lock the door? There's the floor, check the floor, dirt, dust, paper stains, aside from the garbage, there's nothing. Can't put shit away. We're gonna go to sleep. I'm startled awake by the sound of the door opening. I distinctly moved back to the corner of the room. Relax. You're just keeping me company today. Come on. I distinctly moved back into the corner of the room. Relax. You're just keeping me company today. Come on. She turned in motion for me to follow. Now. She disappeared outside the door. I tentatively stepped outside. I gulped and made sure to try and pretend I hadn't seen the hallway before. I took extra time to look at everything as if it were my first time outside the tiny room. But she barely seemed to be paying any attention to me. She collapsed into one of the dusty lounge chairs. I stood there dazed from the bizarre situation. Toggle overlay. Real quick so I can take a screenshot. Bingo. Sit. I jumped slightly at the abrupt command. Sit on a chair. I looked around the room and chose a chair across from her. It's like a rose and nice. It was dusty from disuse, but more comfortable than I expected. Good. Just sit there. Alright. You're probably hungry by now. To my embarrassment, I perked up like a dog. That's what I thought. She moved her coat and rustled with a plastic bag I hadn't noticed before. Then she held out 2 items to me. Oh my god. A bottle of water and some kind of wrapped deli sandwich. I gingerly accepted them. Seeing the food awakened my hunger so quickly that it startled me. She seemed to sink in her chair. She looked exhausted. I couldn't wait any longer. I immediately opened the water and drank. I tried to eat carefully and quietly. I realized too late that she was aware I was staring at her. What does that look for? Isn't keeping me here more work for you? Why would you want to relax, here? She narrowed her eyes at me. No? No, my home is filled with a 20-year-old doe-eyed cook, some 20-year-old doe-eyed cooks, and cleaners, and whatever the fuck else is not more comfortable. My disgusting piece of shit husband runs the place like he's some kind of discount Hugh Hefner. I watched her nails dig into the armrests until she suddenly let go and collapsed back into the chair. I don't even care that he fucks them. She let out half a bitter laugh. Saves me the trouble. It's their faces. Subservient, mewling sheep, always looking at the floor. They're so young, but they're already broken. New theory, Edward is her husband. I would have to, look up the name, but I'm not sure if it's Edward or not. Someone bought their dignity, and they gave it up just like that. Without a fight. It disgusts me. I flinched as her sharp gaze flicked back to me. Couldn't help but gulp at the parallels between her, sheep, and myself. Do I disgust you? To my surprise, she let out a laugh. Oh, Mouse. Aren't you just precious? She never answered the question. She closed her eyes and leaned back. I briefly looked around the room with a jolt of adrenaline. She's hardly paying attention. Don't even think about it. I froze. Can she read my mind? We're going to have a simple, relaxing evening. I'm not going to hear my husband's voice, and you're not going to give me any trouble. I slowly let the air out of my lungs. Maybe I should enjoy the break. I turned my attention to the deli sandwich. I don't know if it was the hunger, but it tasted like the best sandwich I'd ever have. I almost began to relax when I heard the buzz of a phone. For fuck's sake! She growled as she pulled out her phone. For a split second, I felt sorry for whoever was on the other line, until I remembered my own position. No, I'm not home. I'm not at the office either. What do you want? It's none of your goddamn business, Harold. Fine. Yeah, I'll be there by 7. I flinched as she turned off the phone and fumed. Come on. Thank you for the sandwich, Celia. She motioned for me to get up. I don't want to think about men for another second. I recoiled from her sudden outburst. Just follow me. I got up and followed her angry pace back to my small prison. Get in. I swear I could feel her anger in waves radiating from her body. I don't want that anger to be directed my way. I obeyed and I heard the door slam behind me. I was sweating. I think I dodged a bullet. I slumped to the floor, alone again. So what is the TLDR as to what is going on in this game? I'm confused. Well, The Price of Flesh is a game where you're sold at auction to one of 3 very interesting people. Celia is one of them. The other one is Derek, in which you get hunted down like an animal in the desert. And Mason, where you get hunted down in the forest like an animal. And in this route, we are Celia's stress relief toy. The objective of the game is to either die or survive. I toggled off the NSFW in this game. That way, oh, interesting. Very interesting. Oh, we're playing Celia's route because ladies first. We're gonna see how many endings we can get with Celia before we move on to Derek and or Mason. Let's see. Status. Energy is fine. Food is fine. Sanity is fine. Health is fine. Leave the room. Office, go to break room, lounge office. The door is locked. Lock the door. I press the key into the lock and open the door at the end of the lounge. To my surprise, it was easy. It easily went all the way in. This dialogue. Going to search the area. Search the desk. Put that back. Search the area, but we're going to search storage. Got the taser. Leave the office. Go to the small office where we are going to search the area. Search the filing cabinets. I rummaged through the filing cabinets. Flip through piles of old paper. Aha! Pile of batteries. Gotta hope these things have some charge. I grabbed the newest looking ones and slipped them into the taser. I clicked there for the button. My prayers were answered with a crack and flash of light. Yes! This is probably the ending where we're gonna die. Stay here. Stay in the room. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go to sleep. We're gonna see if this yields anything in the morning. Knock, knock. Okay, who's ready to taste this shit? I started awake, my heart pounding. As she walked in, I could tell something was wrong. Her calculating expression sent a shiver up my neck. Well? She stepped closer. You see, it seems you've been busy. Let me use my taser, goddammit! What was she talking about? I began to sweat. Stand up straight. Zap zap, bitch! 2 can play this game. 2 can play at that game. I made a motion as if I was removing my jacket, discreetly finding the taser in the pocket. I whipped around and slammed the weapon into her chest. Her knees buckled as she stumbled backwards. She wasn't able to speak through the shock, but her expression said more than enough. Only one of us is getting out of this. I pressed the taser against her, listening to the clicks and watching her convulse. She crumpled downwards, dropping her gun. For a moment, I felt a wave of satisfaction. I kept the weapon on her, refusing to let up. I was nearly on top of her when I realized the clicking had stopped. It's already ran out. I felt her twitch. I had to think fast. I kicked away the gun from her as she grabbed my arm. She threw me off balance, sending us both to the floor. You. All traces of poison, flawless presentation, were gone. I focused slowly on the gun. I hadn't realized that she grabbed my taser. I had no time to flinch as she smashed it into the side of my head. Fucking animal. My ears were ringing. I reeled from the blow. She whipped it into my face again, with even more force. I couldn't think. I groaned and shielded my face. She had stopped beating me with the spent taser. When I looked again, my blood ran cold. She had the gun again, looming over me. I felt the barrel press against my neck. I couldn't do anything but stare. God damn! You fought and lost. Celia, what the fuck? Also, MC, you could have just grabbed the gun from her and just put one in her skull. Dude! How much of a wimp are you? She already knew my damn name. We're gonna skip through it a little bit. Stay here. There doesn't seem to be anything I can do. I laid my head down and tried to get comfortable. Status. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then sleep. Stay. Fate hum of the lights. Stay silent. Stay calm. Yes, ma'am. Apologize. Stay here. Wait, what's that? Okay, pin added. Inventory pin. Inventory, I need food, so I gotta leave the room. The handle is unlocked. Job, search area, search machine. Open the fridge and saw nothing. I guess it was too much to expect that any food was left here. Search area, vending machine. Reach inside. Get a wet drink. How much did I give back? Just enough food. I will leave the break area. During all through the lounge office, no windows, can't see inside. There might be stairs inside or something. I rattled the knob. Of course, it's not. Try the elevator. Leave the elevator. Okay, so how we're gonna do this is we're gonna wait to try and get into Celia's office at a later date. Like later in this playthrough. Not too early on, because that's gonna trigger the us getting shot ending. Or one of them. We gotta be strategic about this. So we drink the Canada Wet. Go to the office, we get sandwich and water tomorrow, which gives us more time to really enact an endgame. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay here. Action, search the area, filing cabinets. Search the area, drawers. Spider. There's nothing I can use in here. That's not true. Search area. Search the floor. Search area. Search the cabinets again. Okay, set the chair. Isn't keeping me here more work for you? You might want to think twice before you convince me how difficult you are to keep. If the pleasure of your company can't outweigh your inconvenience, I'd have to just put you down. Okay. We're gonna just go to sleep. Yes, because I woke up. We are back at energy. We're gonna try and just look for the batteries today. So now we know where the batteries are. What we're going to do. We can't really go to the office. Just gonna search the floor again. No, search it again. Area, search drawers. Which is actually gonna be like skipping a lot. Stay here, stay here, stay here. 5, 6, 7. The click of the door interrupted my thoughts. I jumped at the sound. Knock, knock. All this has to be new. She entered the room briskly. She definitely noticed. I'm feeling a bit jumpy still? I suppose that's only natural. I noticed then that she was carrying a cardboard box. Man, yeah, we're getting hungry. Celia's neglecting us. I was thinking about you all day at work today, and I decided to bring you a little treat. I flinched as she stepped closer. Here. She placed the box on my lap. I looked up at her. Go on. I tentatively licked at the top. Donuts! These look... Is that a French cruller? Hold on. Maybe being Celia's stress toys to that. My swimming fight is getting to me, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, what's this blue one back here? Oh, that looks so good. Is that a maple leaf made out of jelly? Or is that a gummy? Huh? It's just a box of donuts. And they smell good. My stomach growled. Can I eat these? Well, of course you can, Mouse. They're for you. I trembled slightly as I took a donut from the box and took a bite. It's good. It tastes just like a normal donut. I began to register how hungry I was, and I took another bite. I almost forgot about her presence for a second, before I glanced up at her and saw her intense stare. He was focused on me like a laser, to worry about being watched. I silently ate the donut and swallowed it. After I finished, I glanced up at her. I didn't tell you to stop. That's the catch. God damn it. Just eat the box. Eat the whole box, MC. Come on. That's what she's wanting right now. I glanced back at the box. She doesn't expect me to eat all these, does she? I grabbed another one and started eating. How does it taste? I swallowed my current mouthful. Good. Wait, she's licking her lip. Oh my god. Celia, you freak! Describe it. I shivered. It's sweet. The icing is smooth and the donut is really cakey and soft. I had no idea what I was doing. Celia, where is this going? Where is this going, Celia? He gathered up a bit of courage in between bites. Why? Shut up and eat. Yes, ma'am! I must have looked as confused as I felt because she sighed and began to answer. They were on my desk this morning. I'm sure it was that snake Jennifer. Little fake congratulations note on it and everything. They made sure to keep eating, but I couldn't make sense of the story. I'm not sure Oh. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance really is bliss, isn't it? She sighed wistfully. You don't get to where I am by eating whatever you want. If you're not an old man, you've got to do a lot more than just be good at your job. That hardly counts for anything. You have to be flawless. Is that why you have diamond imagery? Like on your ears and around your neck? That's why, and your ring? Is that why you have diamond imagery? I have to be flawless. I need to recognize sabotage for what it is. And I have to stay, too. 2 steps ahead. I gulped and shakily returned my attention to the pastries. The chocolate one is next. I picked out a chocolate donut as instructed. She took a few deep breaths, watching me chew. Somehow it seemed to calm her down. Kept eating the donut awkwardly as she stared. I got to the 4th donut and began struggling. What is my status? and getting full. I was so hungry before, but now I'm starting to feel sick. I don't think I can eat anymore. Quit your whining and eat all the donut box. It is not that hard. Just turn off your brain. Otherwise, you get Mr. Gun in your face again. She studied me for a moment and bit her lip. One more. I breathed hard. I can do this. I slowly grabbed another donut and bit in. I struggled to keep it down. I was squirming slightly, trying to find a position that didn't hurt as much. I glanced up and saw that she seemed to be deeply enjoying the show. Girl, stop! I just focused on the pastry and kept eating. There's a good little mouse. I managed to stuff the last bit down and groaned softly. My insides were aching. But Celia looked extremely satisfied. She walked to me and took the box. Not bad. I flinched slightly as she extended her hand. My surprise? She just brushed a crumb off my face. I sat there stunned while my stomach lurched. I wish I could stay a little longer. But I could only afford a quick visit today. You understand, right? I couldn't think straight. I really did feel sick. I'll be back soon. With that, she turned around and left, closing the door behind her. I laid down and waited to feel better. This is how I could pause. Because I'm going to get some more to drink, put the dishes in the sink, but I'll be right back. Where is BRB? Okay, I'm back. Let's see what happens if we're good and we stay here. Oh. Had a pounding headache. Where am I? I didn't recognize this room. How did I get here? Wow, it took you forever to wake up. That was supposed to be the week dose. What do you mean by dose? Celia, where am I? Tried to back away, but I couldn't. With a pang of terror, I realized I couldn't move. I looked down at my body and realized I was completely tied up with bright red rope. Well, you seem to be able to struggle at least. How do you feel? Be honest. My head hurts. Everything hurts. Knocked you out a little too hard, huh? That's what I get for buying drugs from the internet. I guess. What? Also, is that blood on that one canvas? Celia! What is this? Hopefully you'll perk up as we get busy. She pushed me from my slumped position onto my back. I couldn't do anything but fall. The intricate pattern of rope held my arms together. I tried to push down the rising panic in my chest. When did she even drug me? When was I sleeping? Here's the thing. I had a really shitty date today. You're getting your wish. God damn it. At least this is not explicit. I gasped as she sat down, straddling my waist. I didn't expect her to get this close. And this is what I bought you for. I jerked against my bindings. So I saw her pull out an expensive-looking knife. Oh, don't worry. You don't have to do anything complicated at all this time. It'll be really easy. I felt her weight lift from my body, and immediately my vision began to spot. The strange adrenaline and euphoria of the moment was giving way to aching pain and hissing static in my ears. I tried to focus as I heard her shoes click. I can't. I woke up groaning in pain. I must have passed out. I looked around at the familiar inn. Ugh, I'm back here. Status. We're getting hungry. Losing energy. Wow, looks like I missed something crazy. You did. But it's okay. You know what, we're gonna stay here. Too injured. After listening for a moment, I realized it must be the elevator. I moved to the corner of the room and waited. I could hear a voice. Wait. Two voices. They sounded angry, shouting. One was definitely Celia, but the other sounded like a man. I flinched back as they got closer. Hungry motherfucker, you just had a full course meal. Angry. The door flew open and a man barged in. What the? And what the hell is this? I couldn't seem to react fast enough as Celia pushed past him and grabbed me. While I was just briefly registering, the man in the doorway felt the blade of a knife threateningly against my neck. Not another step, Harold. I'm gonna stay quiet. I didn't dare make another sound. Feel the knife shaking against my skin. Her body was pressed against my back. I could feel her breathing. She pointed the knife out toward Harold. You stupid bastard! You ruined everything! Oh, I ruined everything? I gave you all the freedom and time in the world to do whatever you want, and you fuck around with some condemned asbestos trap. Fuck around in some condemned asbestos trap with some kind of homeless person. And what? Kidnapping, I guess. Shut up. Have a great day. That said, I need to start getting ready for today. I want to get some Christmas shopping done for my daughter today. I will leave you in browser for you to watch. For your watch time while I'm gone. Have a great day. Well, thank you, Zero Core. I hope you're able to find everything you were looking for Christmas. And I hope you have a lovely day. He ignored her completely. What if someone found this? What if the media found this? Take another step and I'll kill them. Celia, please. Do you think I care if you get your blouse dirty? My blood ran cold as I watched him take a step forward. He's not bluffing. You're going to clean this shit up, and we're going to go home. Show me your endings when you're done with this scene, Tala. I will. I didn't get very far. The knife wasn't pressed against my throat anymore, but she was clutching me close. Get out of the way, Celia. She was trembling. Then she let me go and stepped away. I'm tired of cleaning up your messes. What? Fuck you, Harold! Okay, let's get the preferences, collections, debt collection. I got 1 for Mason, 3 for Celia, and 1 for Derek. The words of Mark from the room. If you kept your girl satisfied, she wouldn't come to me. This game was crazy expensive. Did you know it was like 6? Hold on! I'm actually gonna see that. No, I'm just joking. Sure, you really like Celia. As you can see in chat. You're so gullible. Why would it be $60? But I'd still buy it for you anyway. I wouldn't say gullible as I am, very easily duped. So, I try and get up. Immediately twist my body and try to get my knees underneath myself. I think Mason's your favorite stir. I don't like camping. So Mason is just not my favorite. Derek is like Derek. And Celia is Celia. Oh, I think my favorite is Mason's sperm. Yeah, I can see why you would like Mason. Like, he's like the classic, but Lawrence though. Yeah, Lawrence. Yeah. A nice, like, quiet person who really likes plants. And that's all I can really say because I know I have to play Boyfriend to Death 1 and 2 and record that and just put it as videos. No, Lawrence is in Mason's rap. I'm sorry, my brain buffered. What? Okay, now I'm gonna have to find him. Settle down. The boot pushed me back down to the ground. He needs to trade that crossbow for a lightsaber. It's what the forest. You're way behind. Yeah, I'm way behind. I need to get that route at least. I like the yappy annoying types. Yeah, Derek is the yappy annoying type, but you can kind of like tell where that stems from. I think. Like, I have theories. I think I forgot, like, Lawrence is somehow in, like, this route. Because it's been a while since I saw anything, like, TPOF related. I'd rather be behind Celia. But the boot pushed me back down to the ground. It was particularly rough, but something about the force behind the motion sent a shiver down my body. Looks like you're ready, eh? I like Celia, but I don't like being dominated, but good for her. Yeah, good for her. She likes to take initiative like that. And like people like Sheeton are into like femdoms. I can tell. I hear the heavy footsteps slowly circle my body. Now the suits gave me a name for you. Gray, isn't it? Isn't that right? Before I could answer, he continued. I can actually like skip this dialogue. Refuse. Fuck you. Why should I make it? Why should I make anything any easier? Why should I make anything easier for this asshole? It's myself for the reply. We're gonna take the backpack. You gotta give him a whole ass accent. American accent. I'm giving him like a southern American accent. Because of the A's. It's like, oh, if only Frostbite was around, I could replay Frostbite. I would have to look at like archive things for it. She's not dominant. She's not dominating me. I just wanna fix it. The game is very long, but there's 2 Celia endings that are super good that I can recall. You know what? After Thanksgiving, I'm going to try and see if I can get those. Okay. Keep moving. I made it to the trees and sat down at a large tree. Actions. We cannot stay here. On stream? Are they things I can do on stream or things I have to do off stream? We can VC if you like, my love. Yes, I think you like should have like the invite, or you should have like the according rules to get in here whenever you want. And let me see at a category of missions. You know what? I'm just gonna like. There you go. It should be like you should have the permissions. You can scare the crap out of me. You can do the ending without NSF. You can do any ending without NSF. Gather rules say that you don't need NSFW mode to complete the game. It does say that. Which, like, it's more of like a collection thing. But it doesn't like contribute to like the ending of the game, which is good. But you should have access to a channel within my Discord server called live/recording. You can hop in at any point. Just scare the shit out of me. We're not gonna walk back to the clearing. We're gonna walk deeper in the woods. I think I've always had access to that. I double checked, and apparently I didn't put the Pookie. I didn't put your roll in there, so I just went ahead and just slapped it in. Let's see. Let's just climb the tree. Oh, I know. I know I don't need permission from you, puppy. It it's always late when you stream, so I just sound so sleepy. And I'm the one with the Pookie roll. Yes, you're the one with the unique Pookie roll. So I gotta put your roll in. I grabbed hold of the sturdier looking branches and began to climb the tallest tree. We're gonna see how far we're in the forest. After some progress, my limbs began to ache from the effort. I kept moving, trying not to look down. Finally, I saw light. I moved a bit higher and saw the tops of the trees around me. It might have been beautiful if I was in a different situation. Am I the one with the Pookie roll? Yes, you're the one with the Pookie roll. That is your roll. I took a deep breath and looked around for any kind of road or something that could help me. I spotted a meadow I spotted the meadow I had been released in, and something dark, something man-made. I squinted. It was definitely a cabin. I took note of the sun's position and where the cabin was. It looks like I can get to it from that meadow. I wish they had piss in this game. Not gonna lie. Yeah, because we need to take in the realisticness of like the routes. Like you need to you know, have bodily functions. It's not just, hey, you eat, you don't shit. It would add like a logisticness to it. A gust of wind shook the top of the trees as I clung to the branches. It's pretty cold and dangerous up here. I'd better get back down. I carefully climbed back down the tree to safety. I pulled out the crumpled paper and pencil. I need to remember where it was. I did my best to sketch something. This will probably be better if I draw some other locations too. I put it away. It'll have to do for now. Back into the woods. I shivered violently. Felt like awkward pace, something was wrong. I stopped and looked around for myself. The birds. Oh, this is where I get fucking shot. Run! I turned on my heel and ran as fast as I could. The pain seemed to fade away with the fear and adrenaline. Oh, I was just always going to. You are wounded. Yes, I am wounded. I sat down and rested in the clearing. What ending did you get again, Tala? Give me a second. Oh, I got a notification too. I'm gonna look at that later. Collections. Death collection. For Mason, I got You Smelled Delicious, which was where I got ate by a bear. I got for Celia, you fought and lost, you were stripped, and you were cleaned up. And for Derek, I got you volunteered for the first blood. Warmth, motherfucker, warmth. I think I'm going in the right direction. I pushed past more trees. There. Suddenly, a break in the trees led to the side of a cabin. What is this? Okay. To my frustration, there is no sign of any road. Just thick forest on all sides. How the hell does he get out of here? I could try looking inside. That's not good. We're running out of energy, so we're gonna have to... Cold rush of wind. Cold rush of wind through the trees. I tried to shield myself from the bite, the pain in my limbs, and face felt like tiny knives. Abort! Nope, that's Dev Mason's place. Abort, yeah. We're gonna walk into the trees, but we're going to, let steel, make fire. Plenty. And then we're gonna eat some... No, put away. We're gonna search the area. We're going to put out the fire and go to sleep. Oh well, I think it froze to death. As I slept, the cold crept into my body. I never felt the ice crystals form on my body. I never felt the frost creep over my skin and into my eyes, and I never woke up. The cold took you. Okay, we're going to just try this again. And then the backpack. Oh, keep moving. Walk deeper in the woods. Okay, status. Stay here. Shiver violently. Okay, you know what, inventory. We're gonna make fire. Fire. Just gonna warm up. Stay here. I relax by the fire. Stay here. I relax by the fire. Search the area. Search the area again. Warm enough, hopefully. Put out the fire. Go to sleep. I gasped as I woke up. I looked around myself and remember where I was. I gradually got back up. Walked into the woods. I shivered violently. It felt like the cold was going right through my entire body. Going to make another fire. Make fire. Honey bunches of nope. What's up, people? I'm alive. Welcome. I'm trying to survive. Are we hungry? Yes, we are hungry. But we are going to search the area. Search the area again. I'm gonna have to the trail mix, aren't I? Eat. We are at full health because we ate the trail mix. But now we're gonna put out the fire. Then we're gonna climb the tree. As I broke above the canopy, I could see starlight. The forest around me was like a black sea, frozen in time. For a moment, I felt detached from my entire reality. It really was kind of beautiful up here. My hands were cold, and I know I better climb down. Okay. Carefully descended and returned to the bottom of the tree. Back to the woods. Ah! What the fuck? Gotta go. You gotta go to bed. It's like 3 a.m. Have fun. Tell him one more Jack. Thank you. Something was hanging. I was hanging upside down. Took a moment to calm myself. I couldn't afford to keep making noise. After a few breaths, I looked at the trap. My ankle was in a tight snare. The wire shone with a sinister glint. I suspected that it would be cutting into my flesh if it weren't for the boots I was wearing. I began to lose feeling in my foot. Cut the wire. I remember the small knife I was given. If I can just get up to it. I grasped my clothing and grunted, trying to get my hands to my feet. I was shaking and straining. Once I managed to get close, I held on tightly with one hand while fumbling for my knife. Once I had it, I frantically cut the wire holding my leg. I kept sweating and sawing. Something in me refused to check my progress. My energy ran out before my denial could. I fell back away from my foot. Fuck. Blood was rushing to my head, and it was harder to think. I don't know what to do. I dangled there, floating in and out of consciousness, unaware of time passing. God damn it! MC! This thing goes hard on SFW mode. We die. Yeah, I realized the thumping of the blood in my ears was accompanied by other stumps growing louder. I wriggled in place, trying to turn around. I could hear the crunch of the forest floor under his feet. Oh, god damn it! Then thick hands grabbed my waist and turned me around. I couldn't stop a whimper from escaping my throat. I didn't really think this one was going to work out. I froze. I followed his gaze to the wire. He must have been talking about the snare. He casually pulled out a small knife with a white handle. No. I wriggled in vain, completely unable to get my distance away from him. Have you been waiting? Have you been waiting long for me? Here we know. We are now like Skywalker's mantle. Stop it! This is not Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill looks so different. Uh, I panicked, trying to find something to slow him down. My eyes kept going back to the knife. That's an interesting looking knife. He paused. Then a smile spread over his face. Can't blame you for admiring. He flipped the handle in his hands. Danny might have been my wife, but I've been more societally inclined. I squinted in confusion. He was looking at his knife wistfully. I was willing to take the opportunity to draw this out. Sanding? Mm-hmm. You're right, Gray. It's more Mark Hamill's Joker! Oh! The knife glinted in his hands. I was a young, spry thing, and she was the prettiest girl in the village. I wasn't much of a proper kid, but I managed to ask her on a date. I couldn't believe he was actually talking. I tried to think of ways to escape while I nodded and urged him to continue. Wouldn't you be surprised? But she agreed. He laughed gruffly. I took her up camping. Real camping. None of that fancy tent nonsense, mind you. Anyhow, she got settled, happy, and I went out and caught a nice fat rabbit for dinner. Never gonna let it go, Gray. Apparently. I got to work cleaning it, and she came running over. She looked up at me with those big old dull eyes. Scareder than the rabbit had been. His voice became softer, as if this somehow the most romantic part of the story. And I knew then just what I had to do. He rubbed the knife slowly, and I gulped. At some point, I had stopped thinking about escape plans and gotten caught up in the story. That smooth white knife hilt. It was definitely bone. Our first real hunt. I squirmed in discomfort. I sincerely regretted asking about that knife. That's enough talking. He easily pushed my coat down my face, exposing my waist. Cold air on my skin sent a violent shiver through my body. No, no, no. I writhed as he moved the blade to my skin. Try and hold still. I cried out as I felt the knife. I felt the blade sink into my belly. I cried out. My cry became a blood-curdling scream as he dragged it down my ribs. You know, this is like a hunting thing. For those who don't know what, like, big game hunting entails. And, we see this a lot with deer where I live, specifically in my little small town. What hunters will do is they'll, like, skin their big game. So, let's say you caught a deer. You would hang the deer up by the legs, and you would cut away, the pelt from it. And then you would cut at the meat. And Like, it's quite literally just skinning. But the animal is usually dead by the time this process happens. And we're going through the same thing, but we are alive for it. I convulsed. The pain and blood pounding in my head were making me dizzy. My hot blood was running up my body and over my face. Oh, hang on. What's this? Hang on. Oh, yeah, that's our insides. I could feel his large hand slip into the hole in my torso. The sensation muted me. He was pulling things out of me. Yep, we're being pelted. I could feel the weight of my organs shift to the outside of my body. Between the blood pouring over my face and the pooling in my head, I felt like I was drowning. I didn't have the strength to writhe anymore. It worked quietly. All I could hear was the wet, constant dripping of my blood on the leaves below. The pain began to subside. Soon, all I could feel was his dizziness and cold. Then nothing at all. Oh, this ending's called You Were Caught and Clean. So it is like a hunting thing. Oh, hi, Mo! How are you, pretty girl? Oh, so sweet. Oh, so sweet, girl. Sorry, Moji wants loves. Let's see. Collections. Death collections. 2, 3. 2, 3. And now to cap this off, we're going to try and communicate with the other captives. Keep watching. I couldn't look away. Look how much she's crying already. I haven't done anything yet. The panic on her face rose to a new level as Derek pulled out a large knife. Please stop. He grabbed a fistful of her hair and pushed the knife up to her throat. Keep begging. She sobbed loudly. Please. Suddenly she shrieked. While I was watching Derek, Jack had stabbed a switchblade into her thigh. My heart leapt into my throat. This is real. This isn't a joke. They're going to kill her. I began to feel sick as I watched Derek squeeze the woman's breast as he laughed in her face. Jack cut away her underwear with the bloody switchblade and ripped out of her leg. They're not just going to kill her. I can't watch this anymore. I couldn't move or scream or do anything to help her. I could only shrink back as I heard more shuffling, laughing, and screaming. Her crying and terrified screams only seemed to excite them all more. I cringed away from the growing frenzy. She had stopped begging a while ago. She was only screaming wordlessly now. It ran as I kept my head down and my eyes closed. I was shaking as I realized tears were rolling down my face too. She was choking and sobbing now. The rhythmic snapping of flesh told me what else was happening. I felt sick. I couldn't take it anymore. I looked away to the faces of the other captives. Oh, she pissed. What? Oh yeah, she's pissed. He's in tears. He's trying not to, like, get anyone's attention right here. Okay, we have Flannel Girl, the skinny man was staring at the ground. The other man had his eyes shut tight, tears streaming down his face. The woman that Jack brought was watching every move with so much rage that it sent a chill through me. We're probably all thinking the same thing. We're next. Oh, gee, no! A glint of metal caught my attention past the chaos. It was the last man, with a plain mask. He finally moved from his position. The others were too engrossed in their torture to notice his approach. I sucked in a breath as I saw him raise a large machete. My body jerked as I watched him bring the weapon down with so much force that she was instantly beheaded. I don't know if it was the shock or if everything really did go quiet for a moment. It felt like slow motion, like in a nightmare. What the fuck? You could have cut my hands off. The two men in lizard masks laughed to each other. Alright. Right to the point, eh, Machete? Jack straightened himself up. I'm here to kill. The other man stared for a second before barking out a sharp laugh. Aren't we all? They all seemed to calm down while they cleaned off their blades and backed away from the corpse. Alright, let's get this party started for real. I tried not to look at the woman's body and the spreading dark red in the sand beneath her severed head. The man with the plain mask approached us. I scrambled, trying to get away to no avail. He knelt down in front of me, in front of the crying man, and cut the ropes on his arms. The captive wasted no time in getting up and running out into the desert. He did the same with the skinny man, then the woman. The woman seemed to hesitate slightly before she ultimately ran as well. Then he turned to me. Oh, he quiet. I knew he was just going to cut my ropes too, but I couldn't stop the terror flooding into my body as he got close. At this distance, I could see into the eye holes of his mask. I'd never seen such raw hatred. He wasn't laughing. As soon as I felt the rope fall away, my body reacted on its own. I leapt to my feet and ran with every bit of strength I could muster. I don't know how long I ran for, but ultimately the heat and exhaustion won the battle against my terror, and I collapsed to the ground. I heaved and groaned on the coarse sand. It's so hot. If the psychos don't kill me, this desert probably will. I have to try and think straight and figure out what I'm going to do next. I blinked in the bright sunlight and tried to get my bearings. Aside from sandy nothing, there seemed to be a rocky hill up ahead to my right and a sort of fissure down to my left. In camp with those men behind me. Okay. Sorry, I'm searching real quick. Okay, what is in my inventory? Nothing. Don't walk towards the camp. Walk up the hill. I climbed up the highest part of the hill. The breeze followed past. I can pretty much see all around. No signs of civilization at all. There's nothing but that little camp I woke up in. Map. Okay, so here's the camp, here's the hill. Go back to, I stumbled slightly. The heat felt like it was coming in waves. The wavering horizon was beginning to make me feel sick. Then I heard something. Fuck! The distant, high-pitched motor of some kind of vehicle. That can't be good. Run! I'm not staying here to find out what or who that was. What or who that is. Mason should have been the desert guy. His father didn't like sand. Oh my god. I ran as fast as I could down towards the fissure. I crawled down into the rocky fissure. I sighed with relief as I slid into a small shaded alcove to get out of the sun. Okay, so we're here. This is the fissure, this is the open sand, this is camp. Search area. I searched around myself. Nothing but a dead lizard. Oh, we're getting cold effect now. Go into the open desert. I wiped the sweat from my brow. It's so hot and dry. I gulped and tried to ignore the sting of the sun. You know what? We're gonna risk it. I've made it to the camp. Somehow, I don't think anyone else is here. I better not stay long. Search the area. There's some chairs, burned out fire. I looked for weapons, but I couldn't find anything. No food. I saw a glint of metal and I rushed a couple canteens. My breath hitched. Water? I quickly lifted them and checked. Light. And screwed the cap. Empty. I dropped that. Nothing here I can use. Back into the desert. We're going to sleep in the fissure. Sleep. I gasped as I woke up. I looked around, remembering where I was. I groggily sat back up. I made it into the desert, open desert. Up the hill. I hiked up the rocky hill. Desert. Okay. Status. I am hungry. Desert. Make our way to camp. Search the area. Nothing I can use. Back into the desert. Back into the desert. Fuck. The distant high motor of some kind of vehicle. This can't be good. Hide. There's no time to run. I got low on the ground and tried to be as still and quiet as possible as the motor retreat monitor began to hear more sounds. Terrified yelps and mocking laughter. There's a cacophony. It was a skinny guy, and one of the psychos in the squad car was chasing him. I gasped as the running man turned directly towards me. Did he see me? Shit, shit, there's no time to think. The thudding and yelling closed in on my position. Instantly, for a long second, the running man looked at my eyes. Hey, there's someone hiding there! Fuck you! What the fuck? I got up to my knees in no time to see his pursuer heading straight for me. I got up and sprinted. The running man split off from me. I looked behind to see the target the bike was chasing. It's me. I turned ahead too late and stopped myself from tripping over dry brush. Barely had time to register in pain of before four wheels skidded and stopped right next to me. Oh, this fucker. I don't like sand. Oh, what's with this fuckboy look? He got off the bike lazily, swinging a metal bat. He sold you out. How does that make you feel? I tried to scramble away from him. Hey. I cried out sharply as he slammed the bat down on my leg. I asked you a question. Angry. Mad, goddammit! He barked out another laugh. I bet you are. He stepped closer to me. I know we'd meet again, you know. I knew we'd meet again. In fact, I'm glad I found you instead. You. He tried to move back as I saw him raise the bat again. Is this how I die? Hungry and blood force trauma? The pain and sound exploded from the side of my head as I was knocked into the dirt. Everything was ringing. I tasted blood. Belong to me. God damn it. I looked back to see he was crouched over me, his bat replaced with a large knife. I could kill you right now if I wanted to, but I've been waiting a really long time to have this kind of fun. He gripped my chin and forced me to look right at him. Got a deal for you, so listen up. It's a special deal, just for you, since you're mine. You do as I say, exactly as I say, and I'll let you go. You can run around in the sand again. But if you fuck it up, I'll just finish you off and go find the other guy again. So what's it going to be? Accept. I'll do what you want. I want to live, damn it. I could swallow my pride. He stood up and flashed the knife. Get up on your knees. Dude is really lying to our face. We're gonna see about it. You. I gulped and reluctantly obeyed. Now, stick out your tongue. I eyed the knife nervously. My heart was pounding. If I say no, whatever he'll do would definitely be worse. I opened my mouth and stuck out my tongue. He leaned in and placed the knife's blade in my mouth. There we go. I scrunched my eyes shut and braced for the pain, but it didn't prepare me. He dragged the blade slowly through my tongue. Pain blossomed and burned in my mouth as it filled with blood. When the blade was gone, I doubled over and groaned from the agony, letting the blood spill from my lips. Let me see. I was trembling now. I raised my head and opened my mouth again. I don't like that. His satisfied smile was making me feel sick. You look good like that. Not just the blood. With that super pathetic look on your face. I quickly looked down. We're not done yet. I gritted my teeth. I couldn't take much more of this. He leaned back against the quad and started unzipping his pants. I balked at his display. He can't be serious. Come on, you remember the deal. He said he'd let me go. I could survive this. I grimaced as he shamelessly held his chicken. I gotta be careful with my wording sometimes because YouTube would quickly put me in like a chokehold and slam me down on a rock. That is not demonetization. I'm not even monetized. That is like a tut-tut. I grimaced as he shamelessly held his chicken in front of me. I have to try. Don't I? You know what? You know what? Let's make this funnier. Hang on. AF. YouTube is very gay. Yeah. Father YouTube will kill us. Hang on. I have a solution. Bucket of fried. Trust me, guys. This is gonna be funny. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Where is my, like, thing? Trust me, guys, trust me. We're just gonna chicken, yum, yeah. Yeah, totally. We're totally going to have some tasty KFC fried chicken right now. This is so fucking stupid. I make myself laugh all the time. We're just going to stare at this lovely bucket of fried chicken for a hot minute. I have to do this. BRB, bio break. Unlike people in this game, I actually have emotions. Not blood or special mayo. Yeah, we're gonna call it special mayo. Hey, I'm back. Very much the kind of chicken we like here. if I want to live, I uselessly wipe the blood from my still bleeding mouth, and he leaned forward. Mochi, pause off. You're doing great, sweetie. I'll pretend I'm somewhere else. I opened my mouth and licked it, inhaling another pained gasp. Fuck, it hurts. He was leaning back and apparently enjoying the show. When I closed my mouth around his chicken, I could taste all 11 herbs and spices. He suddenly gasped back from my head and shoved me further down. I gagged from both the invasion and the agonizing pain of the open wound on my tongue. Yeah, the chicken's still hot. It just came out of the fryer. I could feel the drumstick in my throat. I couldn't make any sound at all. I could feel tears welling up and falling down my face. "Oh, baby, stop it!" He moaned as I twitched in pain. He pulled the drumstick out just enough for me to choke and gasp before ramming it back in ruthlessly against my tongue again. Even without him, my throat was too full of metallic blood choking me. He was using 2 hands to hold my head, force feeding me the bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken as I cried. He wasn't letting me breathe. Man, this chicken is too hot. It's why it hurts. Ah! Meanwhile, my cat is... Mochi, come here. Hi, Mochi. Are you excited for Thanksgiving? Excited for Thanksgiving? He wasn't letting me breathe. Yeah, it's spicy chicken. It's the Nashville hot chicken. Hi, Pippi. Would you like a treat? Would you like a kitty treat? Would you like a kitty treat? Oh, that's right. Kitty treat. Just stop clawing at mommy. Ah! You know what, Gabby? Here you go. He wasn't letting me breathe. Please, let me pass out. Just let me pass out. His movements grew more violent, snapping me out of my stupor. Oh, I need to think of a word to replace this. Derek, you're fucking nasty. God. I can... This is gonna sound so dirty no matter what word I replace it with. Barbecue sauce. Ranch. I'm gonna fucking ranch down your throat. He's got the. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I gotta make this even funnier. Um, Sour cream. Hang on, hang on. No, not that one. And yes, this is a bottle of Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. Sour cream comes with the onions. I'm going to Hidden Valley Ranch dressing down your throat. Fucking hell. He ground the chicken breast into my face. Or, sorry, he ground the ranch dressing hard on my face. And I could feel his freshly cooked Nashville hot KFC chicken breast against my skin. The music was made by Barbados. It's like a separate soundtrack you can get. Otherwise, it's on YouTube. Bless. He didn't lie. It was too far in my throat to even swallow. Finally pulled the chicken out of my mouth, leaving me to fall onto the ground. The chicken bone out of my mouth, leaving me to the ground, gasping for air. My whole face was throbbing and covered in various layers of ranch dressing and chicken. Okay, now that we kind of don't need chicken anymore. You think God is sometimes impressed by how depraved we humans are? What if that's by design? We don't know that. I flinched as I heard a thud of something hitting the ground next to me. Good enough for a reward. A canteen. Have some water to wash that down. He got back into the seat of the bike. The motor roared back to life. Maybe that's why God stays in heaven. Let's see if it finds you next. The bike dug in and threw rocks up at me as he took off laughing. Canteen added. Truly, staying away from us. He can't match our freak. Well, I'm alive. Down the fissure. Search the area. Oh, is that a pool of water, barely large enough for a bottle of water? Don't drink the water. Got a plan. Alone. Drink. Open the water and took a precautionary sniff. It smells okay. I really can't afford to be picky here. I started to sip and found myself gulping. I'm so thirsty. is empty too soon. Alright, I feel a lot better anyway. Search the area. I'm gonna fill the canteen. Okay? I'm gonna fill the canteen. I'm going to need it for later. Oh, wait. The drive air was cut with a sharp scream. Instinctively dropped lower, out of sight. The commotion drew closer. Get the fuck away from me! I heard the scrape and hurried shuffle of rocks nearby. My mind raced as I heard a thump of someone falling to the ground. Two voices were grunting in effort. The urge to look was overwhelming. Peek. I turned around and one of the masked men and one of the captives. It was clear that the man had the upper hand, despite... I think you've been running long enough. Eat shit! I stared in horror as she threw a handful of sand into the man's eye holes. The retaliate chose immediately. He punched her in the face savagely as she went limp. He said, from several gulps and went down. I heard. Then I saw the flash of the blade. If I don't do something, he's going to kill her. Intervene! We must save the final girl! Stop! He froze. The mask slowly turned to me with regret and through my body. The woman under him bucked suddenly, throwing him off. There was no time to think. Over here! She ran towards me, and I extended my hand. He leapt to his feet. I pulled her down into the fissure in front of me. Run! She found her footing. I watched her gain distance for a split second, before I was tackled to the ground. She paused and looked back, clearly pained at my position. Go! Felt some relief and I watched her take off in a sprint. He turned it quickly as the man stopped me from... As the man on top of me turned me over to face him. No, I really don't mind the trade. See where your altruism's gotten you? Fight. There's no other option here. I wrenched out of his grasp and lashed out, hitting him in the jaw and sending his mask flying. Time to die. We're gonna see. Is that how you want to play it? He raised his fist and my blood ran cold. Oh, fuck. Brass knuckles with the blade. I rolled out of the way where the fist collided with the ground head. Come here. I scrambled on my feet, but he yanked me back by the collar from his... God damn it! Fell backwards. I screamed as the same blade pinned my shoulder to the ground. I grasped at his arm, trying to get free as he kept grinding it into my body. It's squirming. I screamed again as he twisted the knife into my shoulder. Before I could recover, he tore the knife out and hit the side of my head with the brass knuckles. My pain exploded, ringing. I barely noticed him grab my face. Now you're gonna squeal for me. The blade kept getting closer to my face. I tried to squirm out, but he held my head with an iron grip. Closing my eyes did nothing. He pressed the blade slowly towards my eyelids. Oh, and we are missing an eye. We are dying, actually. I screamed with everything penetrated into my eye. I kept screaming as he pulled it out. The pain was too much. I heaved and sobbed. Ew, I don't like the squelch. He kept me pinned and one blade as pushed into my gut. I couldn't stop screaming. He never moved quickly. I wailed as I bled as the knife kept pushing in again and again, till finally, after what felt like an eternity, couldn't scream anymore. And death. You gave your life in exchange. Load. Preferences. Collections. Okay, one more. One more, and then I'm gonna have to be done for the day. Look away. Couldn't keep watching. Squeezed my eyes shut. Look at how much she's crying already. I haven't done anything yet. Please don't. Okay, it's just the same thing. Keep begging. Please. I nearly opened my eyes before a scream tore through the air. I lowered my head instead. I can't watch this, I can't. I heard men moving and jeering. I cringed as she began to shriek. Whatever they're doing, they're taking their time. Their screaming felt like it was going through my whole body. I need to think about something else. I turned to the other captives. I'll walk up the hill. Okay. Don't have anything in inventory. Go back into the desert. You hide. Angry. Accept. Canteen added. Okay. Down towards Fisher. We're gonna save the canteen for later. Go into the open desert. Just camp. Back into the open desert, into the Fisher. Ooh, I know what we're gonna do with this canteen can. But we need to see our other surroundings. Going to the desert. We're gonna walk up that hill. We're gonna look around, search the area, search the sharp rocks. A strange glow caught my eye. I carefully walked over to where the ground seemed to be reflected with soft light. About closer inspection, oh, camouflage cloth. Definitely lift the cloth. It's a door. Go inside. I have to see what's in there. There's nothing for me out here anyway. I gulped and cautiously opened the door just enough to slide in. I tried to make as little noise as possible. What the hell? Yeah, what the hell? What is this? Let's see, candles. What the hell? My eyes adjusted. The first thing I saw was candles. Who? Dragon. A sharp blow to the back of my head sent me spiraling towards a dirt table in the middle of the cave. Nice. Apparently we're gonna be sacrificed. I scrambled to push myself up, but a large hand shoved me back down. Where's the rope? Got it. Tried harder to squirm out, but the grass pulling me down was heavier. Okay, so I would have to jump them later. I wheezed as the air was pushed from me. Put their arms out. My arms were wrenched out in front of me as I was pushed face first into the table. I couldn't do anything to stop him from quickly tying my wrists together with a thin, scratchy rope. Motto. Maybe we should just use them and do it now. He seemed to be taking his time deciding. What is it that they wanted to do? No, we need more time to get ready. Hey, don't worry. That doesn't mean we're gonna let them go. I was suddenly flipped onto my back, and the dirt table between them. Extra blood will make it easier. If we can't find our boy after, relax. Jack is busy with the girl he brought. I don't know what the fuck Machete wants, but he brought his own guy too. And Derek's an idiot. There's nothing to worry about. We'll do it properly. Okay. Give me the knife. I gasped in fear as I saw an overly ornate knife passing hands between them. My body filled with adrenaline. I lurched upward, trying to thrash my way free. The one named Dragon grabbed my shoulders and slammed me back down on the table. No, stop! Komodo, there's gotta be a way to get that knife. There's gotta be a way to get that knife, because that's really useful. Komodo raised the knife above my abdomen. Please, don't do this. My yelling and squirming were completely ignored. I let out a blood-curdling scream as he plunged the knife into my belly, just below my ribcage. Agony clouded my vision. I gagged and whimpered as I felt the blade push further into me under my ribs. Do you have to do it so quickly? I couldn't fight anymore. The knife seemed to hurt more coming out than when it went in. Blood poured from me as I stared at the wet table. I convulsed as I tried to keep breathing. You always do that. You know, we don't have time to play around. I couldn't keep my eyes open. This is just the appetizer. You paved the way for sacrifice. Oh. I'm just checking my notifs. Oh, Chief? Why'd you climb up like that? Thank you. Yeah, let's see. I'm just dismissing notifications right now. Hey, let's see what you're saying in chat, guys. Oh man, cannibalism. Cannibalism. Okay. Let's go to collections. We're gonna go to art collection. Or check it out. This is the different variations of the meadow from Mason's Route. And here are the different variations of the big tree. Forest. Here are the different variations of the cabin. And then the office building that Celia keeps us in. The desert that we are taken to with Derek. The camp, the hill. The Fisher. The sprawling sands, the little sacrifice room. What's the bunker? Hey, Mason. This is why we need more ending. Little area, we can see. Then we got Mason. Got our insides. We got the donuts. We got Celia and Harold. Another Celia. More Celia. More Celia. I don't know what the bunker is, and I'm kind of scared. Yeah. What is help? How to play? Yeah. Hi Nintendo Mail. Trolls. Assertive self-voice acting. I'm gonna have to try that out. S takes a screenshot. Advances dialogue, advances dialogue, so I'm going to be taking care of Celia too. Accesses the game menu, skips dialogue while held down. Okay. Ooh, the bunkers we're going to take. No! Where's my spray bottle? I gotta spray you now. I'm gonna look something up, because I'm curious to, something. I'm looking. Loading. That's not even English. I'm gonna have to look that up independently because the question marks. She has plan. Gotta give them respect. Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna go well because let's go back to collections. No, not death collections. Other collections, art collections. There's like a grayed out box with 3 question marks. So that is a secret thing that we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to like unlock. Meaning, I'm gonna play a lot of this game offline. Sadly, but I should have a large majority of it done, or at least a good chunk of it done, before we return next week. So I'm gonna take the time during Thanksgiving break to unlock a lot of these endings. But until then, we're gonna end a little earlier than expected. Because there's Thanksgiving prep, and all that jazz going on that I'm gonna be busy with. I also gotta like do other responsibilities, but I had a lot of fun today with you guys. And we will be back some point next week. I don't have the date elevated, but let me just close some of these tabs. Damn, goodbye, y'all. This was fun. Yeah, I know I'm ending a lot, like, earlier than I usually do. Like, streams usually go up to, like, 4 hours at most. And I know this has been, like, 3-ish hours. But if I don't get a lot done during the time I'm off, what we're going to do is we're going to take longer to really work on this game, okay? Thank you all so much. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you have fun at like Friendsgiving or even if it's like a solo Thanksgiving where you just pop like a pizza in like an oven, watch Christmas movies, and just chill out. That is awesome, and I hope you all have a good November 27th. One was. I hope everyone has a great time, honestly. Even if it's like you're celebrating with friends, you're celebrating with family, or you're just celebrating solo stuff. Like, comment, share the stream around. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed yet. Hype, if Hype's still available. Thank y'all for coming. Bye.